The Aviva Street to School program is an international charity partnership plan that aims to educate thousands of underprivileged children across the world. So when they asked BBDO India to work on this program, we came up with a total work idea that transcends advertising boundaries as we know them. An idea that truly makes a difference to the lives of millions of underprivileged children who have never set eyes on the printed word. The aim was to tackle a real issue, a cause that would put Aviva Street to School on a higher ground when it came to guaranteeing education to every child in India. We decided to use the opportunity to sensitize our audience to the plight of over 200 million Indian children who do not get to attend school only because their parents cannot afford it.
बापू बोलते हैं पढ़ मत पहले काम कर फिर खाना मिलेगा.
Born to parents who cannot afford to educate them, these children often end up as child labor. To build awareness and help change this, we decided to build a monument that stood for empowering these underprivileged children with education, a wall to be more specific. But this wall would not be made out of bricks. It would instead be made entirely out of old books that would be used to help educate underprivileged children. We called it Aviva's Great Wall of Education, the world's greatest wall of books ever built. And to make a difference to the lives of these children, the initiative asked people not for their money, but for just one single old book that they could spare and add to the wall. To bring this initiative alive, we partnered with HT, one of India's leading media houses, and other organizations like Handpaper, Scholastic and Save the Children. This allowed communication to flow seamlessly into various channels and began delivering immediate response.
Get an underprivileged child closer to education. Donate a book.
Starting November 11th, on our National Education Day, bring your books to Answer Plaza and join us in our endeavor to build the world's largest book wall. These books will be used to bring education to underprivileged children. Come, be part of the Aviva Great Wall of Education, an initiative by Aviva Street to School.
And a very special invitation from one of the world's most respected sportsmen and Aviva India's brand ambassador, Sachin Tendulkar.
एक ऐसा इन्वेस्टमेंट जो हमारे बच्चों को जिंदगी भर रिटर्न्स दे. अच्छी एजुकेशन, आखिर एजुकेशन ही इंश्योरेंस है. गारंटीड विद अवीवा.
The response was overwhelming. On 11th November, India's National Education Day, citizens of Delhi laid a foundation 32,600 books strong. Inaugurated by none other than the Honorable State Minister for Education, the very first day saw thousands throng to the venue to be a part of the wall. In the meantime, the book donation boxes that we had placed in over 300 schools, offices, malls and community centers began filling up. Collected at the end of the day, these books were brought in daily to the wall and were placed there by a 100-strong 24-hour voluntary assistance team. The event began garnering press coverage.
There were 300 drop boxes across schools all over Delhi and 45 corporates along with people who've come here and donated to books.
A book can change a child's life. That is the thought behind a unique initiative by Hindustan Times and Aviva, which invites you to donate books at this Great Wall of Education.
500 schools in Delhi have been asked to contribute their textbooks, encyclopedias, storybooks, workbooks and dictionaries with their less privileged counterparts.
One of India's leading publications even began a bookometer ad that tracked the day's closing book tally for every day of the event. But donating books to the wall wasn't the only rewarding experience at the venue. A live educational quiz with Sachin's autographed bat for a prize, a constantly changing message graffiti, and a series of street theatre plays emphasizing the role and importance of education soon made the wall a backdrop for the movement. By the end of day 2, the internet was buzzing with fan pages, blog articles, media reportage, and even pictures of proud donors posing in front of the monument they helped build. As word spread across the city, Innovative mobile collection units began a door-to-door collection drive for those in the National Capital Region who found it difficult to make it to the venue. The mission had now officially become a movement. By day 3, thousands had visited the Great Wall of Education. People began engaging with the idea. They began experiencing a sense of ownership and found themselves playing a deeper, more active role within this street-to-school initiative. The wall had now crossed the 100,000 book mark. We created special access paths that allowed people to drive up to the wall, where a team of volunteers would help them offload their donation. The monument now saw politicians, celebrities, school principals, students and their reps visited every day. The wristband distributed at the wall as a token acknowledging the donation began being spotted in schools, celeb parties, blogs and celebrity interviews, almost gaining the status of a must-have fashion accessory. Day 4. The wall was now a gigantic 200 feet long structure that was 4 feet thick and 9 feet tall. With over 130,000 books, the Great Wall of Education was now the largest of its kind ever made anywhere in the world. From a toddler's drawing book to thousands of books donated by bookshops, the wall was now ready for its final book, laid by India's Education and HR Minister Kapil Sibal himself.
It's interesting that you mention this as the Great Wall, because in a sense, this is the Great Wall which will actually open doors. Walls do not open doors, but this is the Great Wall which will in fact open doors. Education is meant to replace an empty mind with an open mind.
The sorting process began with books being categorized into usable and unusable. The usable books were then sorted according to genres, while the unusable ones were sent to Handpaper, who helped recycle the books and made them into stationery that would then be distributed amongst underprivileged children. With the collection drive over, it was now time to deliver on our promise. Fittingly, on Children's Day, one of the city's leading NGOs and Aviva India's partner in the Street-to-School program began distributing these books to those who would benefit from them. On completion, the campaign was able to help educate over 3,000 underprivileged children, to create the largest book wall ever made, get over 100,000 Indians to donate books to the Great Wall of Education, attract more than 2,000 fans on Facebook, generate a total PR value of 1.5 crore rupees.
यहाँ पर मेरे पापा बैठेगा, यहाँ पर मेरी मम्मी, यहाँ पर दीदी, और यहाँ पर मैं बैठूंगा, मैं बड़ा होकर मैं प्लेन चलाऊंगा। जीवन उसका पानी है।
In its entirety, the activity by the Street to School program lasted just 5 days. But we hope its impact will be felt in the lives of thousands of India's underprivileged children for years to come.